What is up, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to be covering another blitz. This is the Arizona Cardinals defensive playbook. I actually faced somebody that was using Cardinals once, and so I was curious what was in there. All right, so we're in 245 odd. This is also available in the Bills. You guys can check out huddle.gg for more playbooks. I don't know all of the playbooks are available, but 245 odd, and stay tuned towards the second half of this video as we show you guys how you can really just scream out of a max protect gun bunch. Now, before we get into that, I know people have asked, does this work in other formations? Yes. Here's the reason why I use gun bunch. Gun bunch, it's the best blocking formation because you don't have to motion block people over. Trips, it's easy to scream out because they can't motion block your receiver in. They have to motion over a running back, and most trips players don't want to have to do that because they usually try and send him on a route instead. So a little inside the mind of defense right there. So we're going to go ahead and get into a simple gun bunch. This is the West Coast offense, and we're just going to go straight into mesh post. Now with 245 odd, it's a mouthful. You just want speed everywhere. Preferably a fast linebacker right there. Zadarius Smith, I don't know how fast he is, but I'm sure he'd get the job done. Buffalo Bills, they've got two outside linebackers that have 86 speed, and I think the other one has 87 speed. So obviously the faster, the better. Now this blitz, you can use it out of any play. And the nice thing about this is going back to Madden 20, is it gives the opponent basically the same exact look because it's show blitz. It's like a sugar concept on defense. So we're going to be using pinch O, but you could also use pinch buzz, sting press, pinch 2, really whatever you guys want to use. Some do require a little more adjustments behind it than others. Keep that in mind. So pinch O, because man defense is so insanely OP, is what we're going to be using. Now, our user, and this is going to vary depending on the blocking scheme that they're going to be showing us. Our user is going to vary between Perry Nickerson and Kadar Hallman. I'm sorry if that's not how you say his name. Not really. But however you say his name, between our slot corner and our free safety right here, going to be interchangeable. This guy, 9 times out of 10, is going to stay in his man assignment, or he's going to be dropped into some sort of deep zone, maybe a deep half or an inside third. I can't speak English right now, but again, it doesn't matter. Now for these two right here, you will occasionally be using one of these guys also. Not frequently, but it's important to note that these two linebackers right here, both Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage, are speedy, get to the QB fast. Sometimes you pull off an A-gap, and sometimes you just simply scream. So with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get into pinch O. Now, we're going to kind of work this step by step, so pay attention to this whole video. This is going to be the easy way you can set this blitz up. Any compress set, please guys, do yourself a favor and press. Okay, don't baseline press, just straight up press, especially if you're playing man defense, because if you don't shade over top and you want this blitz to get home before they can make a pass, well, you want to be able to try and press, so then it takes a little bit longer for the routes to develop. The next part is, this is the blitz, is shift your D-line to the left and slant them towards the slot corner, which in this case is going to be slant D-line to the left. Our user, which in this case, if they're not blocking anybody additional, we're going to take him and try and engage with the center. Now, this is kind of funky with these man assignments, and I don't like how this works. Really, this guy should be manned up to the running back, and this guy should be manned up to the tight end, but instead they just, for some reason, want to cross-man him. And so if you have the time, go ahead and swap up who needs to go to what, all right? And just take care of that little stupid issue, all right? Now, as always, this is a non-max protect gun bunch. We're going to try our best to engage with an offensive lineman. You don't engage, this doesn't scream. You do engage, this does scream. So engage, try and get off the block, disengage, you get right there, getting that guy, to come off of the edge. Let's say they go ahead and start blocking their running back. Nice thing about that is if we were to go ahead and swap the man assignments like we normally would to get rid of these funky cross man, and so you man this guy up to the tight end, man this guy up to the running back, right? This is kind of where you need to start paying attention to what they're doing on offense. If they're blocking their running back, that's when you want to start using this safety. And again, this is just basically a straight up cover zero. If you're going against a quick snapper, you may not have time to be able to get backside adjustments in. So always be sure you shade over top at the minimum, especially if you're slower. And then depending on what they're doing, maybe shade inside or shade outside. If they're blocking their running back, we're going to user this man right here and swap the man assignments. Like always, slant your D-line to the left. Then take your user, blitzer user, and this is with a blocked running back. Please pay attention to what they're doing on offense. Otherwise, you're giving up a touchdown, okay? Engage with the offensive line. You can see right there, that time we don't engage, but you see you still kind of screwed up, and we get a B gap coming off the left edge. If you can engage, oftentimes it's going to be a Holman or Hallman. Again, I don't know how you say his name. That's going to be coming in clean instead. And swap these man assignments up real fast. Blitz our user. Of course, this is going to come quicker and quicker with the adjustments. Try and engage with the safety. Block the running back. We're going to make sure we actually did that because sometimes I forget. Try and engage with an offensive lineman. You can see right there what happens again what I'm talking about. If you don't engage with an offensive lineman, you're not screaming. So if you're noticing that's happening, you may actually just try and pull off a user rush or just scoot over towards the guard a little bit more. Again, for some reason, all of a sudden, this is randomly not working, but we're still getting some pretty good sheds either way. I want to try this one more time. We'll try standing right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set this up like we usually would. This is for a blocked running back only. When we get into a blocked tight end, it's going to be different, and you got to pay attention to that. So go ahead and snap the ball. Engage. There we go. Finally, engage, disengage, and screaming off the edge like I was talking about. Allman, bang, sack. Now, this is where things start to get a little more hairy and a little more tricky, okay? I was talking about the beginning of the video to have this guy right here be a very fast outside linebacker. I don't know Zadarius Smith's speed. He's a good pass rusher. That's pretty much all I know about him. But you want to make sure this guy is fast. The faster, the better. Do not place a slow defensive end or a defensive tackle. Otherwise, you're just begging to get dotted up every single down, okay? Speed is all that matters. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and set this blitz up. Press. This is against a Max Pro gun bunch. Shift your D-line to the left or towards the slot corner. Of course, that's interchangeable depending on where your slot corner is. Slant D-line to the left. Blitz all linebackers. And then take that guy right here, Zadarius Smith. He's technically a D lineman, and the game recognizes him as a linebacker. You're going to go ahead and man him up to the tight end. This is kind of very, very similar to the other blitzes we've been doing. And then you're going to blitz your user. This is a max protect. The key part to this is to get the placement correctly. Too far over, you're not screaming. Too far in, you're going to scream, but it's going to be a little delayed. So practice this blitz. I'm not super great at it, but I kind of know the placement is roughly between the guard and the center. And you're going to try and engage with this guard right there. Don't try the center. It doesn't scream as fast. Try and engage with the guard. So when you snap the ball, you're going to just want to take a sharp angle straight towards the guard. Unless the game forces you towards the center. In that case, there's really nothing you can do. But snap the ball. Try and engage right there. You can see what I'm talking about. When you engage with the guard, you get, I think that's a B gap practically coming straight through Zadarius Smith. Now, here's the nice thing. As I was talking about, if they block their running back, right, as most people would, and they leave their tight end on a route, this is where things get really, really nice. Because you are manning up that tight end, you don't have to worry about him going on a route. You just got coverage back behind it. And we can still scream. Even if they were to send the running back on route, you guys saw earlier in the video, we're still able to scream. Just take some more adjustments. You take some recognition of what the defense is doing. So snap the ball. Try and engage with an offensive lineman. Engage, and you can see right there, disengage. We get the screamers off the edge. Easy blitz. It is for those that are a little more advanced with Madden. This channel really, some of these blitzes aren't quite noob friendly. We've got some blitzes that are a lot easier. But some of these cover zero blitzes are definitely more technical to run and do require a little bit more knowledge about Madden in general and more so understanding and predicting your opponent's offensive play calls to be able to pull it off. But when you can pull it off, boy, oh boy, do you scream at them every single down. As long as you set it up correctly and you get the right spot against a Max Pro gun bunch. Engage with the guard, and you can see right there is a Zadarius Smith straight through the B gap, untouched. for an easy, quick sack. As I was saying, speed matters. That's literally the most important thing in Madden. If you guys don't believe me, if you haven't played Next Gen, trust me, if you ever get a hold of Next Gen and you play Madden 21 on Next Gen, you will understand that speed is the only thing, the only stat that matters in that game. You got 99 speed, you can go ahead and throw tutties. You got fast outside linebackers, you can go ahead and get sacks. You can get coverage sacks. You can just scream at your opponent so much easier in Next Gen. I want to point out that this does not work in Next Gen. When we talk about Next Gen, this only works in current gen. The way that the man blitz assignments, I don't even know what I'm going to call this, works in Next Gen is what happens. I'll kind of show you guys. I'm going to user this guy real fast. I'm on the wrong controller. I'll just show you guys manually what happens. We'll just drop him into a vert hook real fast, and we're just going to snap the ball. This is what happens in Next Gen if you were to do this exact blitz and man up this guy to the tight end, right? He kind of drops into coverage and then comes through the gap. And sometimes we'll get picked up, but oftentimes he still comes through that gap. He just, for some reason, drops back, regardless of whether the tight end goes on a route. If the tight end goes on a route, he goes out. If the tight end's left into block, he drops back for like maybe a second and then comes down through the B gap. So it kind of works in Next Gen. It's just a lot slower with it. So just kind of be aware of that. If you're playing on Next Gen, this works, just not the greatest. If you're working on current gen, well, this screams at your opponent up through the B gap every single time. So guys, if you're new to the channel, well, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna just set a high goal for this. I know we can do this. Let's go ahead and get 25. No. We've done that before. Let's go ahead and get 30 likes on this video, and there will be more to come. So until next time, guys, subscribe if you are new. This has been T Meister. See ya.